Well, a day in the life for me, I hope doesn't look too far from a day in the life for any other mom or dad. The children and I wake up and we've got agendas. Micah's got to get off to school. Elisha's got to get off to school. So a day in the life looks pretty typical for any other American family, I guess. When my story began, I was a 15-year-old who had to go home and at some point tell my father that I was going to have a kid. And I'm sure he did the best that a minister could do with that kind of news. But we ended up without a home very shortly after. And at 19, I met and married. And of course, you think things are finally going to turn around for you. And after our first year of marriage, Elisha, my daughter, was born. After that, the abuse started. And I remember sitting on the curve side, my little girl in my arms, and Micah was right beside me and tears streaming down my face. My neighbor came over. She says to me, "Ellen, I heard what happened through the wall. It's the worst feeling in the world that's all you can give your children, and that there's nothing better that you can do for yourself when you're in danger, and when the lessons that you're teaching your son are this is how we treat women, or the lessons that you're teaching your daughter are this is how we allow ourselves to be treated as women." And so it did happen again, and at some point I just didn't go back. And so we got in the car, and that was home, because that was the safest place for us. I would drive around until they were asleep, because I didn't want them to really understand what was going on. And once they were asleep, then I would find a safe place to park, and I would watch them sleep all night. I think it was about 3 weeks until we found a place like the Y. It was probably one of the happiest days we had had in the longest time. The family village at Redmond was everything that represented hope for us. I remember walking into my unit, 207, at the family village in Redmond. There was a basket that someone had put together on the kitchen table, and it had everything you would need to start life in an apartment. And I thought, wow, that someone cared enough to put that kind of thought into making certain that I could walk in and feel at home.
Mom has changed a lot. She's been through a lot of trials.
She always puts her full heart and effort into whatever comes her way. I know we're not the only people. There are a lot of other families that can be struggling. Foundations like that keep them with a roof over their heads and a place to go.
What I would say to those people is thank you, because if you hadn't donated money to build that YWCA, we wouldn't be there.
My life now is happy. My life now is very stable. My life now has a lot of meaning and a lot of purpose. Hopefully in the life we have ahead, we've got some really great and exciting things on the horizon.